What if I told you that there was two Bohemia Interactive Studios? What if I told you that there was Bohemia Interactive Studios and then there was Bohemia Interactive Simulations? One, just a gaming company supported by its regular gamers and its community. The other, supported by a multi-billion-dollar military contractor, BA Systems. This is VBS4, Bohemia Interactive's dirty little secret. Now remember, neither of these companies are affiliated with each other anymore. Apparently. Allegedly. Debatable.
VBS4 delivers a global virtual environment out of the box. Built through procedural generation and real-world data, users can access the entire Earth with a single click. View distances are now unlimited, influenced by the real-world considerations of atmospheric haze, fog, and the curvature of the Earth. VBS3's vegetation was designed for use with smaller, discrete terrains, requiring time-consuming manual placement during world creation. VBS4 changes this so that it is now procedural, driven by the region and climate parameters defined by the associated biome, and also dynamic, making it quicker to populate an area with vegetation, as well as allowing for automatic removal based on factors like terrain slope, altitude, road placement, and more. Vegetation density and runtime performance has greatly increased, allowing millions of trees to be visible at once, leading to realistically cluttered environments. Using Mantle and Virtual World Server, terrains can be managed and updated from a central, authoritative location, then streamed automatically and seamlessly to clients as needed. Training can begin instantly, anywhere in the world. VBS3's visuals were limited by DirectX 9, a hard-coded view distance, and limited dynamic lighting. VBS4 moves to Vulkan, unlocking modern rendering features like screen space shadows and volumetric lighting. In VBS3, shadows had an extremely limited view distance, disappearing after 100 meters. In VBS4, thanks to screen space shadow techniques, shadow draw distance is effectively unlimited. As in reality, this makes for a much more visually complex and lifelike scene, making observation more challenging and camouflage more significant. In VBS3, clouds were represented by limited 2D planes. While they influenced lighting, they did so universally and did not cast shadows. In VBS4, clouds are now fully realized in 3D, move and shift with the wind, and cast volumetric shadows on terrain. VBS4 enhances representation of ground saturation, such as from rainfall, by showing the accumulation of puddles, and also models the resulting trafficability concerns. VBS4's vastly improved snow system allows for configuration of snow depth as well as compactness, making it possible to distinguish between freshly fallen powder and long-standing snow. This influences mobility for troops and vehicles, leaving tracks and trails in their wake, and can be applied incrementally to roads, buildings, vegetation, and even frozen water. VBS3's explosions left craters, but these were generic 3D decals that did not meaningfully deform the underlying terrain. In VBS4, explosions can create craters that fully deform terrain, with size and depth varying based on munition characteristics. This is not limited to small numbers of craters either, and can be employed to represent shell-scarred landscapes and their resulting tactical influence. VBS3 used a game-based AI model, functional but rigid and challenging to customize. VBS4 features an entirely new, modern AI system known as Control AI, which is highly configurable, predictable, and repeatable. Instructors can create and refine AI behaviors with greater precision, ensuring that limited training time is spent efficiently. Scenario creation in VBS3 relied on a powerful, standalone offline editor, but more complex usage cases came with a steep learning curve. VBS4 retains this powerful editor while adding streamlined tools for more complex tasks. VBS Plan enables creation of complex, company-level scenarios with drag-and-drop simplicity and detailed, doctrinally accurate order chains. In VBS 3, minor terrain height elevations were possible through the editor. VBS 4 vastly improves these possibilities with the introduction of VBS Geo. This comprehensive editor allows the adjustment of terrain on a per battlespace basis to include elevation, roads, water features, structures, and more, allowing for easy refinement to meet training needs, or to reflect real-world changes in the landscape. In VBS 3, the user interface was inherited from legacy platforms, with basic, list-based action selection. VBS 4 introduces a modern, context-aware interface with spatial interaction as well as nested radial menus and full gamepad support. Controls adapt dynamically based on function, such as operating a vehicle or managing troops. Content creation in VBS 3 required a proprietary, often complex pipeline. VBS 4 now offers a more accessible workflow, supporting content import through the Model and Entity Exchange, or MEX, a UI-based config patch builder, as well as Blender support. This permits faster iteration, easier updates, and tailored content without a full rebuild. From whole Earth terrain and cutting-edge visuals to smarter AI and modern tools, VBS 4 transforms and streamlines simulation-based training. Designed for today's missions and tomorrow's challenges, VBS 4 helps defense forces train faster, operate smarter, and prepare for anything. Learn more at bisimulations.com.